Hey, social fam, MK3 here. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day, morning, night, whatever time you're watching this video. It's morning my time, and basically heading to the office, have an appointment I have to get to, and I want to do a video today on basically a topic that we all basically can relate to, and the topic's going to be on anxiety. Now, some individuals might not say they have anxiety, and some people might say they do have anxiety, and some people might be, mixed thoughts about this. But anxiety basically also can be someone being anxious, right? You're like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm anxious, I want this car, I can't wait to get married, I can't wait to have this baby, whatever else. It's a form of anxiety as well, but it's a different type of more positive form of anxiety. But let's talk about anxiety and some things about anxiety. Why do we have anxiety? What is anxiety? And basically, why is it a thing? Well, first and foremost, anxiety comes from basically overanalyzation and thinking too much and just kind of being in your head and getting to a point where you can have your heart beating faster than you're thinking. Your hands could be getting clammy. You could be having a hard time keeping one train of thought, and it could be caused and effect by alcohol. It could be caused and effect by smoking weed. It could be caused and effect by caffeine. There's multiple ways of anxiety can come on based off a substance, and also anxiety can come as well, not even from substance. It can come from basically just being sober and basically having anxiety about someone leaving you, or having anxiety about basically losing a loved one, or just having anxiety about death, right? A lot of individuals are scared about dying and oh my God, I don't want to die, and that would be so bad, and then they start thinking about it and they start working themselves up and they start having anxiety because of death. And so when you think about these various different things, it's like at the end of the day, everything starts and stops with basically your mind, what you think and how you think. And I want to give you some tips and tricks on basically ways to be able to completely just get rid of anxiety altogether. Individuals go to counseling, individuals will take medication, individuals will do meditation, individuals will go to the gym. There's a lot of different ways of being able to basically cope with anxiety, but I say fuck with coping with anxiety. I say just go ahead and get rid of it altogether. And what I mean by that is it's mind over matter. And I'm reading Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and what I've learned over the course of 7 years of being an entrepreneur, that everything is mental and everything starts and stops in your mind. And when you think about everything starts and stops with your mind, that kind of plays into like whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. And when you think about when that all kind of plays in together, you have to think about basically, if that's true and everything's in your mind, how do you make it so you can work it where you're not going to have to stress out anymore, you're not going to have anxiety anymore. It's going to take time to condition your mind to get to a point where you can actually feel like this anxiety is something of the past. But you first and foremost, you have to identify the fact and know that you have anxiety, and come to the conclusion that you understand that you have anxiety, you understand something that you don't want, and you understand that you want to conquer it. Then you have to figure out what's the trigger of the anxiety, and then you have to figure out basically what's the timeline. I like to say cold turkey, I'm not gonna have anxiety ever again. I'm done today, now, done. I don't give a shit, right? That's what I want to say. That's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. But it's going to take time. So the biggest thing is mind over matter. Identify where this anxiety is coming from. If you're going through an anxiety type of panic attack, make sure you take a nice deep breath. You hold it in, count to 10, blow it out. You could basically go to the gym to help with anxiety. You can also try to do counseling or yoga, stretching, take a drive to get your mind off the topic. But you can conquer anxiety. I have conquered anxiety. I got anxiety really bad at like 20 years old, and for a year, every day and every night for a year, I had to listen to calm music and I had to get myself back grounded to, I think I was kind of going through that stage of being a man. And I'm like, oh my God, this is real. I moved out of my house and I'm a man now and all these things. So we all have it. We all go through it, whether it's very little or it's very high, or it's just being anxious about basically an activity or an event or something happening. So something to think about, put it in perspective. I believe that whatever the mind can't conceive and believe, it can achieve, and I believe that we can all conquer anxiety, and it starts and stops with your fucking mind. So if you really want to not have anxiety anymore, tell yourself, I'm fucking done. I control my mind. I control my body. I'm not gonna let my body and mind control me. I don't want to have anxiety anymore. I'm done. And then stay positive, work out, do what you got to do to stay away from things that maybe give you anxiety, and people and places and certain things from your past will also bring up anxiety as well if you've been through an abusive past or had some things happen to you when you were young. And so just take all that into consideration, digest this video, watch it again, and just practice. Practice makes perfect. If you need to take time to be able to feel like you can get this anxiety under control, but just know to yourself that, if you really want something bad enough, you're gonna achieve it and you're gonna be able to have success and you're gonna be able to conquer anxiety. But just give it one day at a time. You can do it. 100 videos, 100 topics, motivating, inspiring, giving back to you, the viewer. Mind over matter, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. Thanks for like, following, connecting, and okay.